All right, let's get started. I'm Jason Goldberg, founder and CEO of Airstack, and we have my co-founder Sarvesh here, and we're going to walk you through the Airstack platform in 20 minutes. So very simple, top level on Airstack is we enable Web3 composability. We're the easiest way to grab any type of on-chain transaction or data from across the Ethereum ecosystem and to plug it into your applications. And so if you look at this query, for instance, that I have here, you'll see how you can use our AI engine in a second to write queries. But this is a pretty complex query. This is asking, give me the wallet address and the ENS of holders of this NFT collection with a very specific NFT collection. Show the NFT image in medium size, return the token ID and the name from metadata. Also show their Farcaster and lens if they have one in XMTP. So we are going to just plug this into the Airstack AI. And so let's go here into the Airstack Studio. I'm just going to copy and paste this, and our AI engine actually helps you learn how to write the queries in Airstack. So the Airstack AI is trained on all of our APIs, and it'll write the GraphQL query for you, and then also deliver the response. You can, of course, add more variables to your query and write queries directly, which Sarvesh is going to show you. But what we did here is, in a matter of milliseconds, the AI has written a very complex query of, here's a very specific NFT collection. Give me all the holders of that NFT collection. Give me the images for the assets in that NFT collection, which we resize at Airstack for you with our CDN. Give me all the details of the holders, including their lens or Farcaster ID if they have one, and whether they have XMTP or not. So really quickly, just to show you, these are all the APIs that we have at Airstack, or all the data points that you can bring back into your queries and response. And you can do all this in a single query and response. So you don't have to do, let's say, ping this API and then this API and this API. You can literally just do one API call, get back all this data. So I'll show you two more queries with the AI, and then Sarvesh is going to construct some manually and show you the details about the API's work. But way to think about it is, with Airstack, you have every ERC20, 721, 1155 on Ethereum and Polygon within seconds of the transaction finalizing. You have ERC6551. If you're familiar with token-bound accounts, 6551. Airstack is the only indexer of 6551. You can index up and down the tree. You can even start off with an NFT that's, say, several layers below in the tree and say who's the owner of it, get the EO address of it. So we're also very strong in the areas of social and identity. So lens, Farcaster, domains, ENS, both on-chain and off-chain ENS, as well as the only way that you can find out if someone has XMTP. So a lot of apps, specifically almost every major lens app, is using Airstack to resolve what are basically people's ENS addresses to their to their lens name, to their 0x, so that the messages from XMTP get through and you don't need to know someone's 0x address. Also, we do a lot with NFT market data as well. Let me just show you two more queries really quick in the Airstack AI Studio, and then Sarvesh will construct some from scratch. So I'm going to say, for instance, to show you how complex you can do these composability, I'm going to do a query that says, show all attendees of ETHCC 6, which was a few weeks ago in Paris, and their Web3 socials and XMTP. And the AI is going to write this query for us. This is actually a really complex query. The ECC POAP is on the Gnosis chain. You have Web3 socials, Lens is on Polygon, Farcaster is on Optimism and off-chain and Farcaster hubs. XMTP is off-chain data. And the AI is able to write the query, and Airstack is able to give you back that response, all in the same response, a JSON file, where you see here's one user, their lens name, their lens handle, they have XMTP enabled. This person has a lens and a Farcaster. And so you can get all this back in your application very easily. Last one I'll show you is I can also say show all followers of BetaShop. This is me, BetaShop.lens. And if they have XMTP, and Airstack will go and grab my followers. It can be from Lens, can be from Farcaster, can be both. So you can build interoperable applications and also see right away whether the user is messageable through XMTP. I'm going to find out whether this, my name is BetaShop9, sorry, on Lens. So we'll generate that again. And so here we have getting all the followers of betashop9.lens. Do they have XMTP enabled? And here you go. So here's all my followers. And you can see this person has XMTP enabled. You can also see their profile name, etc. Last thing I'll show you, then we hand to Sarvesh, is we have very robust documentation. We have everything from how to do combinations. So like show me everyone who, let's say, attended this event, or has this NFT and this NFT, tokens in common. So let's say, do these two users have both own this token? As I mentioned, 6551, XMTP, Lens, Farcaster, social follows, POAP, resolving identities, and you can also build very robust recommendation engines with Airstack as well. Last thing is we actually launched today with XMTP a number of spam filters. This is all about kind of proof of personhood. So like knowing, let's say you follow this person on Farcaster or Lens, so the message should get through into your primary inbox, or we know this is a real person because they attended an in-person event, or the high probability that you know this person. You both have attended multiple events together, or maybe both have high-value NFTs together, versus the inverse, this person looks like a likely spammer, so let's avoid them. So you can see all this in our docs, and I'm going to hand to Sarvesh, who's going to walk you through the details of how to build queries in Airstack more than I could in the 5 minutes little razzle-dazzle I just did. Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so we'll start with the Explorer. So as you can see, we have many APIs here. I'll start with a simple one, which is token balances. So in this API, you can start from a token address, or you can start from a wallet. So from the token address, you will get the holders of the token, and from the wallet, you will find all the balances, right? So I'll build a simple query around it. So I'll select the amount and token ID, token type, right? And I'll take the address of the wallet, right? Now in the filter, I'll start with an ENS name. So I'll put my ENS name. Yeah, and I'll run this query. So I'll get all the balances that I have, right? Now in the same query, if I see I have NFTs and I want to know the images of the NFTs, then I can select the token NFTs. I can go to content value. I can select different sizes of the images. I can run the query again. Then I get all the different sizes of images. Yeah. I can also add more details to the same query. So I can add the social profiles. So I can select the DApp name and the profile name, and I can run the same query. So in the one query, I'm asking the socials as well, along with the balances. Now in terms of input, you can start with the ENS, and you can also start with a lens profile. So if you have a lens profile, you can put a lens handle here, and you still get the same response. And if you have a Farcaster name, then you can put that too. Yeah. And you get the same response. So there's multiple ways to use this API, the token balances. So you can build use cases like token gating around it. The next thing that I want to showcase is around socials. If you want to know about the social profile of a wallet. Yeah. So here we have identity as an input. So you can start with again an ENS name or a lens profile or a Farcaster name. You can select fields that you are interested in. I'll select a couple of them. So I'll select the DApp name, followers count, following count, and the profile name. All right. So this query gives me how many followers I have, how many people I follow. Now in the same query, if I want, I can add the list of the followers. So I can select the followers, and I can add details about the follower. So I'll select the follower address, and I want to know, let's say, their social profile. So I can select the name and the DApp, right? See, so in the one query, I'm able to fetch all the followers for this identity. So this will give me followers across the protocols, and I'm able to ask the social profiles they have. If I want, I can add more details to it. So I can select the XMTP if they have XMTP. So if I have to build an app where I want to reach out to the followers and I want to use XMTP protocol, I can use this query. Okay, next I want to show about the POAPs. So I want to know what event particular identity attended. So I can start again with an ENS name, and I can select the fields. So I will select some details about the event. So the description of the event, the country where it happened. I can select the image for the event that was used in the POAPs, event name. Yeah, so I can run this query. Yeah, so you can see like I attended these events, and I able to fetch data around it. If I have to ask like more details about the people who attended, right? So you can go again in the addresses, and you can ask like about their primary domain. So all the data is like connected with the wallet address, so you can go deeper and ask like more questions around it. The next I'll cover like so we also have the token NFTs. In the token NFTs, you can go very detailed about the metadata, and you can query based on the metadata. Like if you want to find certain NFTs with the attributes, given attributes, so you want BAYC collection, and I want all the images, all the NFTs which has background blue. So you can build using this attribute. So you'll go here, and you can select the trait type as the background color, and you will select the value as blue. So you will be able to run those complex filters. Similarly, you have tokens and the balances too. If you are interested into NFT sales data, then you start with the NFT sales transaction API. You can filter based on the token addresses and the token ID, and you can query all the sales data. It's coming from OpenSea, Blur, Luxrare, and Rarible. So 4 marketplaces you can get all the data now. So all of these are GraphQL APIs, and this you can use AI, or you can manually build the query. And once you have the query, there are multiple ways to use it. The one way is you can hit our GraphQL endpoint and put the query, and you'll get the response. We also have like SDKs. So you can, if you're building a front-end application, you can use React SDK. If you're building a back-end system, then you can use Node.js or Python SDK. We have a detailed examples on the GitHub. How do we use this SDK for all 3 languages? Yeah.
So just to show everyone real quick, we have a Airstack Explorer, which is a good example of how you can build very robust GUIs on top of the Airstack APIs without any backend at all. So this is a front end right on top of the Airstack. Actually, I'll use David. And this is a live API call. Did I spell your name right? Hold on. DAWFI.lens. There you go. So there's a microphone's in the way. That's just a live API call, and you have David's ERC 721s, 1155s, 6551s, and POAPs all in one view. You have the social profile, including all the followers. I can click in here, for example, and see everyone that David is following on Farcaster, including whether they have XMTP, Lens. I can also drill down on them and see how many of them also have Lens, actually who he's following on both Farcaster and Lens. And again, this is just live, like just ping our APIs in real time. And then you can even click out and just get the API for that, which opens up the studio where we just were a second ago. So it's really just that easy to build all sorts of front ends on top of this. You can use the SDKs, or you can use the APIs directly, as Sarvesh was saying. Any questions? I think we were pretty fast and efficient. Anyone? All right. We have a Telegram group for dev chat. You can get your free API key there, and our team is there 24/7 to ask if you have any questions. If you stop by our table, you can scan the QR code to get to our Telegram group, and and let us know. We'd love to help you build some amazing stuff this weekend. So let us know. Thank you.